There is definitely an argument that the Jug can get some farm, but I would expect, as you say, him to be the hero that moves around and gets stuff done on the map. One dead Rubik.
First blood. Just a little.
Did you really T-Tours that?
30 seconds
Or
remaining.
did you do it? Good, 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 good. Affirmative, affirmative. Well played, well played. And now this Quap has first blood and a D ward, so yeah, a lot of money. That's basically a free null.
May the best team win.
Distribute.
This is quite exciting.
Yeah, forces a lift, you know. Rubik doesn't have infinite mana. I mean, with the clarity, he kind of does, but you know. I mean, he took like one hit to worth. So, yeah. Pretty big deal. Tier 2 mid player. A good tier 2 mid player, I'd say. Like when he was playing with, which stack was it? The fatter stack? Yeah, like, you know, he pulled his weight.
That was your best.
To be fair, they have two of the best players in the world, being like Fatter and Yapzor, so those people are not going to stay on a team like that. No way. I don't know, dude. You should ask him in the lobby. He's gonna go in. He has been outplayed. Yep.
Oh, great. Now I'm seeing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
What have we here?
Gold!
Yeah, and on top of that, the wave's under his tower, so when he comes back, his lane's gonna be pushed out against the co-op, and he's missed like, you know, half a creep wave. So, pretty good, pretty good. I hate to be Timber in this matchup. Like, it's so impossible to play the hero. They just kill you when you show. Yeah, he's getting levels. It depends how quickly he gets his levels. You know, if the jug doesn't give him any more than like this level 3, then he can be fine. If they get these pulls going, then the lane gets really hard for him. But we'll see how often the Rubik has to rotate. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're gonna play like this, you either need to be bottom and kind of zone the Rubik from your timber, or you need to be pulling. If they can get kills like this, then it's gonna help. But he's not an experienced for the kill. Okay, he is now. But you know, he's still not level 2. He needs to like take this rune, pull this, get levels.
A soldier's fortune.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Double damage.
Yeah. No, I think he saw the Earth Spirit with the wards. I think, for the most part, Neon are going to be very happy with a static laning stage. They want levels on their cores, and then they can maybe start making things happen a bit more. Especially when, like, you know, the clock blinks in.
What a pain in the...
They never miss.
Into the black seas.
Rest in peace, small son.
Infinity.
It was a nice play from Firo, because he got the level advantage through the kill and he wanted to push it, but our Spirit just realized. And not having a hill ward, because it got dewarded at the 0-minute mark, or like 30 seconds, whenever, means that, you know, it's hard to make that play. And now bottom.
Maybe next time.
Too bad.
It's not an easy game yet. Yeah, you need to find a way to like get your money as a slaughter, and he's prioritizing roaming a lot. When they can put pressure, it's good. But when they aren't getting kills, you look and think, well, it doesn't feel so good to be the slaughter this game. But you don't have to worry that much early. You know, if he's still at like 20 minutes and no sign of a blink, then you can worry.
Invisibility.
No, he's got all of his prep items.
I told you to stop getting blood on my blades.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the fact warriors are coming to them is a really good thing.
Doctor needs bandages.
Right now, the Earth Spirit's getting a lot of value. He's getting his levels. Level 5 at this point is pretty good. He's got 1,000 gold as well. See what he goes. I'd imagine, like, either earn or just build towards early Midas could also work if they feel like that's the game plan they want to take.
Top tower is getting walloped.
You know, the Visage will be 6 soon. That'll help. Warriors are definitely the ones on the clock. Like, they have no late game. Compared to Tinker, Jug. Yeah, okay, Veno's a good mid-game hero that can scale if he's 1 or 2 items ahead, but if he's equal, he's not even in the comparison in the 50-minute mark, you know? So like, they need to make plays like this, where they dive the tower with their Veno, and they push this. And they need to start like asserting some dominance. They've got their levels now. Yeah, the Corp has an arcane rune, so she wants to fight. And this is like what you want to be doing now. Like, by no means do they have to go super mad and crazy in the early game. But they do have to be wary that they're the people that are going to be looking to make plays, you know? Oh, raindrops OP.
Spirit is willing, but the flesh is
A long way to see you die.
Poor Visage. They played that perfectly and they're like 60 damage short.
Haste.
A great item. It's not going to save you from this though. I'm really surprised he pressed R there, but better safe than sorry. I believe there's a dead Witch Doctor. That was a really lucky Omni. That's 4 creeps. Hits all 3. I think he was dead regardless, but still.
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests.
This is just Veno things now. Early game pressure. Rubik stealing play wards as well. That's like the only thing they can use to somewhat defend. He's just gonna get zoned away, and if they can get the trade, and like, I'm not sure why the Witch Doctor's TPing top when he knows his team's bottom, and they know they're sitting here. Like, this is a very rookie mistake. Or it might not be a rookie mistake as much as it is like super greedy to try and defend this while you're also taking in the bottom tower. Because, you know, the Veno doesn't have mana to TP in, the Timber doesn't have mana at all, or a TP. And, you know, the Quap isn't that strong at this point, and they're just feeding away these silly support kills that Neon have no right getting in a close game. No, sure, they're going to get this Rubik kill, but I'd be pretty happy if I was Neon. Considering they got the 2 kills on top of a trade. It's just what they do with it now. Considering their tier 2 is also getting shoved in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Pretty good. XP gain talents are very, very strong. Rest in peace, Witch Doctor. Yeah, I mean, he's getting really greedy, like he's never with his team. Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
Professional feeder. They can get the core. Bloody hell.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
Yeah, if they can go again and get a slightly better engagement, maybe, but that was good by Neon. You know, defending their tower is extremely important. Like, they lost control of, like, this area of their jungle really early because of the Venom push, so if you can keep your mid towers, that's going to help you a lot. You know, it's a Tinker thing. You want access to as many points on the map as possible. This game, it's not as relevant because you can, you know, TP under the Visage birds, but that takes away from like what the Visage wants to be doing if he's sending them around the map as a TP point.
Worthy tribute.
Yeah, him and Veno have like, I wouldn't say it's on them to win the game, but if they make mistakes and don't continue farming, then it's gonna make the game hard. I think a lot of it is actually just on the Slider and the Timber. But these two heroes can either like win you the game or lose you the game, depending on their initiations and how many heroes they hit with their spells. You know, the Timber's still a bit underfarmed. He doesn't have his hood yet, so he's not going to feel super confident going in. He needs a bit more time, which his Venom can definitely grant him. So can the Quaff.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
Dead Tinker.
Exquisite agony. Double damage.
Dire's top tower was utterly destroyed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower was smashed into pieces.
More good events for them, but Tinker was like 50 gold or so from his blink. So once he gets that kill is a lot harder to have happen. I mean, he's... Yeah, on top of the fact that Jug's also pretty big, he's got his Manta 17 minutes in. Top of the net worth, doing pretty well. Slider has his blink now though, so this is where they can start setting a lot of the tempo, but this Vision just scouts it all out. We'll see how they play around it. So right now, smoke on smoke. That was so slow. Like, his smoke pops, like here, and he doesn't blink away. I don't know, maybe he was watching somewhere else, but that was pretty bad.
I'll take that.
And that's gonna cue them to very easily push this bottom tower, because there's 4 heroes down here, and their Tinker can just stall out the other lanes. And if he doesn't get caught, then it's all good stuff.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We lost it to 2 at like 10. It's gonna slow down for sure, because, you know, Tinker thinks.
Dire's bottom tower was inevitably denied.
Would have been close. I'll take that if I'm Neon though. Like, you trade your free position and get a tower, and you force all 5 heroes to come down here. And you continue having this insane amount of vision. These wards are all so strong right now. They're gonna scout like every movement between the lanes. And if you know, especially where the Slider is, then you can play really ballsy, especially with the Tinker. You know, until the Slardar starts getting bash, then the Jug can just play however he wants. There's no damage to kill him from full health in a TP, and there's no stun. Stop the immunity TP. I think Neon will be quite happy. Like, the two important cores are getting what they need. Their supports would like to be fighting a bit more, but, you know, they're just going to have to deal with the fact they have these 3 greedy cores and wait for Warriors to make the play and then counter it. On the flip side, I mean, I don't think Warriors will be unhappy, because they've got control of the map. And, you know, they can make these quick plays. And those are 2 dead birds. And his cooldown for 60. That's 300 gold. But now it really just becomes about Tinker things, as you just said. Like, sure, they might be able to, if they kill that Jug, okay, what do they get off it? Maybe nothing at all, because they lose their Timber in a trade. They actually don't kill the Jug, they still lose their Timber, and they get nothing off the play. So Quap just goes to pushing a bottom, and the rest of the team goes back to hitting creeps, because they know they need more items. The question is, when do they find the point where they have enough items to go balls to the wall, as opposed to Neon farm equally as fast, if not quicker, if they just get a tiny bit of space, and with their vision, it's quite easy to know how far you can push it.
Dire's middle tower is lost.
I don't think it's a BKB game. Probably for Quap. Unless he's feeling really ballsy, but Veno's not really a good BKB hero. Timber would rather soak the damage instead of be immune to it. And, you know, like, Jug doesn't need a BKB.
Spirit is loosed.
Maybe buying items. Okay, so 2 support kills. Can they transition into Roche? Probably. They take it nice and easily with a starter. I think it's a death trap if they contest this, but we'll see. They're going for it, and as you said, the Veno's got like very few Plague Wards actually out, and they, you know, they take it slowly enough that you can actually get away with it. I thought they'd take it a bit quicker, to be honest.
Of duty.
Oh man. I wish I could sound smart, but these games are just a fuckfest, honestly. Like, I don't know, dude. Veno Gale, I guess. At end of the day though, it ends up being really good for Warriors if they get the Aegis. Sure, Quap had to buy back, but she got a few kills in the process of buying back and claims the Aegis, so it's very minimal cost. And the Aegis is the tool that's going to allow them to go for these tier 2 towers and take the 5-on-5 fight, which is how they're going to win the game in the long run. You know, they need to be able to play in their face, and Aegis is an extremely good tool for that.
That should help.
They need to fight with it. It's not a high ground Aegis, but they need to like take these tier 2s and use it as a way to take the fight. Yeah, now they need a catch. Probably no one, because the Neon know where they are, or they should know, because of how they're playing.
Top tower is getting walloped. I see that Radiant just fortified their structures.
Axe isn't that great this game, because like, okay, there's Cloth and Benno right-clicking, but it's not like you're lasering a PA or a very important right-click hero. At least for now. And the Dagon's going to help them burst for Timber, which is going to be a problem in their draft at some point. Bash? Bash? He was kind of unlucky with the Omni. But again, he's making plays, he's putting damage into their tier 2. Meanwhile they defend their own, so that's just their game right now. Play for the 50-minute mark, split the map, defend as much as you can, don't give things up.
Visibility.
I mean, Tinker's way less Resonant Sleep because he actually kills things and does things instead of just having illusions M-clicked on heroes that slowly die, you know?
Worthy tribute.
Dire's courier was lost in battle. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they saw the Imbus. They pinged it out. And yeah, they saw him there, but the Earth Spirit took enough time to get there. Rubik has Blink as well now from the Quops, so they have another way of catching people out, which is really, really nice. And it means you can play like this, you know? Like, you're not scared of this Timber Saw, because you can just blink away. And it means you're no longer this immobile 5 position hero that is just kind of going to die if you get caught. You can make plays, which is what Rubik is about. You know, he has no items. He just has these very small build-up, you know, fight-sustaining items. And with the skill, do a lot. Speaking of items, I think Quap has Lincoln's. I'm not sure where the chicken is. Is it dead? Yeah, okay.
Go!
If they want to go, then Aegis just expired, but I don't think they need to. It's very greedy to try and play into them, especially around a shrine. Yeah, but they don't need to do it. That's the thing, right? They might feel strong, but
Radiant's
like
top
they
tower
can
needs
just continue
bandages.
playing this game and they win this game in the long run. I don't think it's so much items now as it is if they happen to catch a hero, like especially the Tinker. Or if they get a bash on the Jug who's TPing out with his spin. I think those are the things that define how they play now, because like they have these initial run of items once the chicken spawns again that are going to allow them to make plays, but it's a question of can they find them now? And that's always the thing against Tinker. If you can't find him, then no item allows you to play the game. Unless you just want to, you know, run Necrobooks into his base or something, or, you know, Blade Mail and run into him.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
I mean, Timbersaw Blade Mail eventually might be a thing, but for now he wants to tank up.
Soldier's fortune.
I'll take that as tribute.
I think he needs damage. You want, like, Bloodfawn or maybe even a Hex instead of Shiva. I mean, sure, the vision is really nice, but I think you want a carry item, and Shiva is a very defensive item. He does need armor against the Visage though, so I mean, I don't know, like, he has so many options. I think it's more likely that the Timber gets a Shiva. He's going Lotus now, which is just better for him, at least. But he could go back for the next one as well. We'll see. Regardless of what they buy though, it's just catch now. And it's how greedy Neon get. Because eventually they're going to feel like they can make a play.
Radiant's top tower is
But
getting
regardless
bored.
of how big their lead is, if Warriors are
Radiant's
still
top tower
in
was
fighting
crushed to
shape,
smithereens.
they can make the plays. You know, their lineup is very good at straight 5-on-5 fighting. They don't necessarily have to have a huge gold lead, because, you know, their heroes just do a bit more with less. Mostly their spells, not so much their items. At least for the next 10 minutes. You know, when you get to like 60 plus, then it's a different ball game entirely.
Next time, try.
This is the worst thing to see when you're in this position, right? Like, your two supports are just farming creeps, and especially your Sladder, he's not setting up on any lane to make any play. And now your Cloth is in some trouble.
No.
My finest work.
Don't get me wrong, it is very hard to play this game now, because the map is extremely split. You don't see the heroes that are actually pushing the lanes for the most part, and if you do, it's the Jug, who has just been TPing out in your face every time, and you probably feel like you can't do anything as a team, because every play you try and make is being thwarted. But they basically have to play 5 minutes ahead. Or they need to do this move and know that Neon will then do this move and then be ready for that move. You know, like that's how they have to play to get any kind of catch. And now that Aegis is going to go the other way because the pop's dead without buyback, that gets even harder. It gets nigh impossible actually. You know, they haven't been dying without an Aegis, and now they get a cheese on top of that, so we shall see how ballsy they want to be with this Aegis. The 100 gold from Visage finishing his Ags, Blink is up on Earth Spirit. Other than that, I don't think they're near anything. Yeah, the Tinker's got his Dagon maxed, and I think the Slider is dead. Rest in peace, small son. That's the kind of play that makes Neon's game so easy, because this is the hero that's going to catch the Tinker and actually cause him problems. But he's showing on the map, and he's also solo, so the Tinker just goes, ooh, nice, free food. I don't know, it just feels like they have no control of the game and they have no idea what they're doing. I appreciate it's extremely hard, and it's easy for someone to sit here and criticize, but what else am I going to say, you know?
Dire's middle tower met its end.
They just took it, dude.
Regeneration.
Yeah, I know.
Gold.
Yeah, they can just siege with the jug. He blinks off, spins, hits 2-3 times, runs away.
Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil.
They don't have any defensive items, so they might be relying on the Earth Spirit to blink and kick him out if he gets into any problem. But I think it's really hard for Warrior to like scare him, because if they go on him, he has Aegis, he also has a cheese in his backpack, so I don't know why he likes. Okay, he just swapped his Aquila for his Basher. Good stuff, good stuff. I was gonna say that'd be a misplay. Nice thing here though is if they they baited the 2 shrines. I mean, just tactical Dota. They go in, they bait the shrines, they get out, so now the next siege is going to be so much easier. On top of that, like, anytime they get low, the Tinker can just TP on the creeps and bottle heroes up, so they have a good level of sustain for their push. And they don't need to force anything. So, if ever they see a bad situation, they can just back off, reset, continue playing the game. You know, use the Tinker to split the waves that are coming in and have the other heroes play safe, wait for the next wave, and then get an idea of what you want to do from there. The game is extremely easy now. They just need to take it step by step and not fuck it up, basically. You know, if warriors smoke like they are now and they just catch a Rubik, that's not what you want. What did I say about not fucking it up? They're trying. And birds. There are buybacks, so if they go too deep, he still has cheese as well, so this is extremely ambitious. Rubik's off. And now if they can get out, it's still really, really good. Like, that was extremely cocky from Neon trying to kill the Quap. You know, it's like a bull just saw the red drape flag, whatever it is that it's called. He used the cheese as well, so all of the Roshan stuff is gone. They still have the lead, they're still in control of this game, but one thing that you don't understand as much as a spectator is how the teams are feeling. Like, they just lost a fight that they probably thought they can't lose because they made this silly play. If they address that it's a silly play and they still know they're strong, then they're fine. But if they get into their heads that they can't fight anymore, then maybe they play this game differently than they need to. I don't think E-Blade is necessary at the moment, but it's preference. Like, not being a Tinker player, I kind of defer to whatever they do and take it as it's correct for the game. I liked the Dag on this game just so they had like kill potential on the Timber. So that's the hero they kind of lack damage for. Everyone else could die. You know, it makes it easy for the Spirit Stun to actually mean they kill a core. Now, they need a bit more lockdown with the Hex. Maybe. Do they need Shivas so he has some armor if he actually gets gone on? Maybe. I think whatever choice he makes will be fine as long as he plays around it. Smoke time. I think they know about the smoke. It's just whether the Timber gets out. Which she will. Smoke dodged. And what do they do with it? Do they smoke themselves? Don't think they have one. No, they don't have one.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So now it's just push the two lanes and maintain control of the Roshan pit, I imagine. Aegis could swing the game in their favor. Especially as Pop is now 25 and nearly has an AC. Depending on how ballsy he feels about not having buyback. I would not advise personally, but you know, stupider things have been done in Dota 2. Like this Timber Saw. I love these games. I don't know how you count it as Resident Sleeper, but I like games that involve tactics and not just you running at a team because you're better than them and winning, like the Mineski games. You know, this game is no longer about like, okay, does this person get this item and then go and win a fight with it. This game is about how they push out lanes, how they move around the map, how they read the game. And this is where you learn like how good players really are. I don't know, this is the best stage of Dota for me, but I appreciate everyone likes seeing kills and very few people agree with me. It feels bad. But at least I can sound entertained. I mean, look at the Rubik, making the plays, boy. They're too scared to go deeper. Very, very good late game hero. Not very good when he's dead, but... Dead?
No.
Nice little freebie for them. As far as the tactics things go though, it's like... if you don't understand why they're moving in certain lanes, then yeah, it's hard, but it's just different levels of Dota, right? They probably get a buyback. Venom's still 24 though. Feels bad. Have they been giving him tombs? I haven't been keeping track.
Middle tower is in the wrong end of this. Dire's courier met an unhappy ending. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he knows nothing except the Slardar stops him, so... They're not going to be able to get the buyback from Tinker because of that. Which I think is... If I'm in a position to trade racks at this point, I think I take it. But that is the safe play. Warriors, you know. They're able to win these fights when Neon misstep, which is going to give them a lot of confidence. Like this Tinker is squishy as hell. He's got 5k gold saved up and he has 1.7k health. If you catch this hero, he is dead. Like at 40 minutes, this is not the Tinker inventory you want, you know. And now the Rubik's just... Free Roshan. And now Venom's going to be able to get 25 with this, and he's also going to spend some money. He's got 6k in the bank. I might as well try for it. You know, an extra 150, 300 gold is not that big if you're feeding the familiars at this point. What's the Venom getting? BKB. Yep. Yeah, he needs the spell steal. Mjolnir's also just a crap ton of damage. If they can get them, anytime. But the Venom helps a lot with that as well if he's in a lane. Right now, it really does feel like they're the ones dictating the tempo, and Neon is just playing reactive because I think the Tinker finally has a level of fear in his play because he's dying in all the fights. You know, he's sat on 7k gold, so he doesn't know what he wants to buy. Yeah, he got galed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bloody murder.
Radiant's middle
They can
tower
end the game if they kill him twice.
Radiant's
Question is what Neon will do, because right now their Jug is trading.
is in the wrong end of business. Radiant structures
Yep.
are fortified. Dire has secured their structures. Dire's middle tower is under fire.
They did get the Tinker buyback though, so now they have a clear line of victory. If they see this Tinker and they think, like, right here, you just make this play, and if that works, and he dies with no buyback, you end the game. If it doesn't work, then...
Did you forget your safety?
That is one way.
Double damage.
They're doing it. Oh, well played, dude. Well played.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Radiant's middle tower
Has a lot of agi, man. 200.
Radiant's middle barracks are in trouble.
My venom, your
I mean,
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's middle barracks were torn down.
I don't think it would make any difference, honestly. You can't get close enough to laser.
Radiant's bottom tower is now a pile of
He needs his team alive to be able to do something. And the supports are back up now, but...
goodbye.
Okay, this is just technically an offlaner, but... Yeah, he needs to do something with it. Because, they still have Aegis and Claw. And they still have 2 BKBs. Tinker's been found.
Radiant's top tower is gone.
Worthy tribute.
No follow-up. Yep. Game's just like turned on its head on 1 or 2 pickoffs. It's what momentum does for you, man. Maybe not lack of experience, but it's just like they tried to do too much, you know? They could have just let, was it the Rubik? I think it was the Rubik who got smoked on and died. And then the Quops stood on the hill and they're like, okay, we see his team's here, the Quops here, and we can pop his link in and we can kill him, blah blah blah. And they just didn't need to make that play, and then Tinker dies, and he was sat on so much money for so long because he wanted to hold his buyback, and he was just so squishy. Like, you mentioned getting a Bloodstone, and I'm like, I don't really think he needs Bloodstone, but the extra health points might have saved him several times already. He's still not 25, so you know how bad of a game he's been had. Yeah, I mean, just something to keep him alive. Fuck, even a Yules. And speaking of staying alive, you know, the Jug's having some problems. This is the all-in. He has buyback. Yeah, game over.
Radiant's top barracks had no chance. Radiant's top barracks have fallen.
Not with the outcome I expected, though. I think Neon just, like, they tilted. They lost control of the game through 1 or 2 silly plays, and